Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Jehlial. In this incarnation, well, we have already active the sextile between Mars in Pisces and Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. At the same time, these planets are uniting in the same mathematical degree, of course. This is going to be perfected on April 20th. Here in Argentina, in some other places, is going to be the 21st. So the sextile between Mars and these planets is still on track until the full moon in Scorpio, which will be the 23rd. I am saying this because yesterday I think that I mentioned the 21st, but I have problems with the calendar, so I always have to do corrections linked with this, but I do that. Okay, the actions that we water, that we irrigate in coherence with the soul, because Mars in Pisces is in a sign of water, could give fruits of unexpected growth in the matter, because Jupiter and Uranus are in Taurus, which is a sign of earth. So this combination is tremendously fertile. And Mars in Pisces is talking about actions that come from love, from this inner unification that is born from staying very present, investing the energy in whatever thing we feel we have to invest the energy, even enjoying what we are doing, of course, enjoying. So at the same time, approaching a creative work, a creative labor, and to create is to carry out every idea that emerges from the inside. Those ideas are actually not ours, they are borrowed from the universe, but in the end, to create this labor of creating, as well as rebalancing, as well as the evolutionary path, is not linear. I am referring that the conditioned mind can interfere in these processes, and we are not always feeling in this coherence. I always think of us as a light tube, and our mind that is very powerful, because in the end, everything, the universe is mental. When it operates in an unconscious way, it generates blockages in different areas, and this makes difficult the descent of light to Earth. That's why the presence can help us to detect that and to liberate the channel. And we can also realize about this because of the way we are feeling, because of the emotions that are generated. Then if the pattern continues operating, it is going to go to the level of the body, of manifestations in the body, so we cannot ignore it. I am saying this, I am mentioning this because with all the movement in Taurus that is going to be increasing at the end of the week with the entrance of the sun in Taurus, the physical body is going to be more like permeable. I don't know if that word exists, but I think it does, to the manifestation of the energy. But this is something that has been happening with the planetary ascension. Our body is very active. So coming back to the sextile, and this also is happening with Venus activating the North Node in Aries. I'm going to talk about that later. But in videos before, I said how Mars in Pisces operates from this intuitive voice, intuitively. In fact, Jupiter and Uranus in this conversation are reinforcing to Mars, to trust in the divine purpose, into the divine and evolutionary purpose that manifests through the consciousness that operates inside of us. Because that is the same consciousness that conforms all the marvelous and amazing things and synchronicities in the universe. And this sounds very nice, but in the practice, the rational mind can question once and again this intuitive voice, because the rational mind operates under the seeing to believe. And Mars in Pisces is telling us we have to hear ourselves and act believing in what we are feeling. It is important to clarify that I am not talking about the emotions that can emerge from the extremes when we are in polarized states. I'm talking about this inner voice that is dictating the guidance in the path. So when one can align with that inner certainty, everything flows marvelous. Everything flows. But when the mind starts to question or put the focus in all the reasons of how things are not going to work, or how the dreams are too much, are too big, or whatever thing that the conditioned mind could bring from its limitations, the energy is drained naturally. So to trust, the confidence to trust, is not really linked with not doubting of ourselves, because there are questionings along the way that are very valid to do, that can take us to new truths. But those questionings, we are doing that to our identity, to the conditioned part, especially when that part thinks that knows everything. So in the end, to trust is believing in the loving guidance of the infinite consciousness that is operating in us. So I just wanted to leave this reflection today. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.